bastards loving the Big Show podcast? Get up even closer on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. Or raw dog it 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki.
Do you guys doodle?
Yes. When I'm on the phone.
Not as much as you.
What do you doodle? Just
Honestly, cubes.
I love cubes.
I do that too.
Yeah, cubes.
Three-dimensional ones.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I've got.
As opposed to...
And then just
Insane.
like maybe, ever-decreasing circles.
You know what I also doodle is my name is Jason Hoyt.
I've noticed you doing that a lot. It's
I don't
very
know why I do
narcissistic.
that.
Well,
Very
it makes me
narcissistic.
wonder if you are.
Yeah, well,
That's the sort of thing that someone that's
saying.
not Jason Hoyt would do.
Maybe I was kidnapped and convinced that I was Jason Hoyt, but actually,
I think you've
Well-
stolen someone's identity.
actually, I didn't start off as Jason Hoyt in this life.
Oh, yeah, interesting. What was your name at birth?
Craig Cairns.
Craig Cairns.
Craig
That's
Cairns.
good stuff, that.
Yeah, and
Can I just preemptively say eyes to the front, all right, just for me today? All right, eyes to the front for
well,
old
now
Bogey.
I'm just waiting.
Well, no, they've gone straight ahead.
okay.
But sorry,
But
right. That's so interesting.
Yes, so
Craig Cairns.
I was born Craig Cairns, and then I became Jason Hoyt.
I think something as small as a name change would have affected who you are as a person to a certain extent. Like, I feel like you've really lent into a Jason Hoyt type
Well, look,
situation.
Craig Cairns would have worked equally well, though, for you, Jay.
Craig
Yeah,
Cairns
but-
would have been a black cat,
But having said
Craig
that,
Cairns.
like Chris Kids.
I wasn't overly enamoured with the Craig.
No, Craig is a toughie.
Yes.
There's not many that can. I don't know if Craig's a goer.
If there's a Craig
Yeah,
listening
I mean,
right
I
now,
don't- cousin called Craig?
Craig, it's nothing personal, mate. But
Yes.
and it's not your it's not your fault.
nah.
And
And you've done well,
It's not your
considering.
fault.
Yeah, it's not your fault,
It's
man.
not your fault.
Craig.
But Craig, and in America they call it Craig.
Do
which
they
is-
really?
Which is even worse. It's Craig. So they've got that Craigslist, which is like trade me,
Yes.
but it's pronounced Craigslist, but spelt Craig. Very odd.
Very odd. I never knew that. Fascinating.
You know about that, Keezy?
Yeah.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
Craig.
Yeah. No, you're a better Jason, I think.
Yeah.
But it's the, what do you call that there? The double C. What do you call that?
Alliteration.
Alliteration, thank
yeah.
you.
Craig Cairns.
I'm losing all those words, man.
CC.
Are you losing words? It's interesting because my wife's losing a lot of words.
Is she what's she losing? Like, I love you.
Yeah. You're ace. God,
She's
I'm
found a
glad
lot
you're
of
my
words,
husband.
though,
You're
right?
ace.
She's found a lot. Yeah.
Lot of swear
fuckwits.
words.
I couldn't remember
Asshole.
yesterday the word
Divorce.
stereotype. I couldn't
Yes.
remember that.
Yes.
I was reaching for that.
And I don't.
Were you describing Jace?
I occasionally lose a word, and then I get into an immediate. God, have I got dementia zone?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the answer, of course, is...
Probably. You know what I mean?
Is that the worst way to go?
Yes.
Dying of losing your mind.
I don't think
Yes.
I don't think it's the worst way to go for the person. I think at the start it is, but after a while,
I think from in their head, but in terms of what you would want for yourself as a way to go out.
Correct.
On this side of it.
Yeah.
Like once you're in it, you don't know what the fuck's going
Exactly.
on. But I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Oh,
Nah, shit,
no,
no.
it's a fucker. And, you know, my wife and I have had that conversation of if you were to get it, and I feel, but
What's
it's,
the method, though?
yeah, well, that's the problem. Therein lies the rub.
Well, I mean, there's pillow. There's pillow over the face.
Yes.
Okay, that's
straight.
one.
Okay.
Yes.
There's there's pills,
Pills.
obviously.
Yes.
There is accidentally running them over in the driveway. Now that might need a couple of attempts.
Sure. You might need to
I'd
reverse.
be happy to help with that one.
But seriously, yeah, I've had that conversation.
The funny thing is, right, like, so let's just say, Jace, God forbid you had it, right?
Yes.
We could set up a little studio with a microphone and you would just do radio. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But then you forget radio. You forget that. You
Yeah, but
forget
then you're just
everything.
doing mindless, you know what I mean? And then like we potty it up. You know what I mean? And you distribute it.
It'll make a fortune.
And you put a paywall in front
Actually,
of it.
that'll be the biggest thing you ever do. And you'd have no idea. How
Yeah.
big would that be?
Exactly.
Jason
exactly.
Hoyt
No, but I
loses
mean,
his mind.
it is. It is a devastating thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Devastating thing, and I don't mean to make fun of it, but only because I've seen it in action, and it's like, fuck, man, that's grim.
Our family is riddled
Yeah,
with that.
That's
I
grim.
haven't seen it.
It's shocking.
It's fucking grim, and it's like,
You get it from eating those pink wafer biscuits.
and I also
God,
heard.
hope not.
I heard the other day, actually, on that front, that if you've had addiction issues, it's a big thing too.
Is it?
Yeah, if you've abused a substance, that
What if
often
you've
leads to
abused 4 or 5?
They cancel each other out.
Yeah, then you're square.
You're sweet.
You know
Good.
what I mean? You're
Thank
sweet
God.
as.
Well, though, having said that, all the people in my family that have had it, none of them have had substance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who
Yeah,
fucking-
yeah.
That's probably the long and the short of it. Who knows?
Yeah.
So that'll be a good one.
The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki. The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
But we should, like, if that started to happen, I would just find other people and then just start a potty. And there'd be a lot of repeating yourselves, the same yarns coming out.
It's not unlike the show we do already.
Fucking oath it's not.
Yeah, I actually, funnily enough, watched a film yesterday with Russell Crowe.
Did you pay for it?
Oh, A
And-
Beautiful Mind.
No, and he had dementia in it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, what was it called?
Gladiator.
No, Keezy.
Romper Stomper.
No. He was in his prime in Romper Stomper.
Master and
was.
Commander.
That's right.
He thinks he's on a boat.
No,
Training Day.
No!
He's not in that. Can't have been that.
I'll have a look.
Thor 3.
American Gangster.
And then they do this operation on him, and they, because he used to be a detective, and they give him this operation to connect all the synapses.
Is this
up.
a relatively new one?
Yes, it is.
Right.
Because he's quite old in the
And it'll
film.
be shit.
Is
Is it shit?
It's okay. And then he gets visited by someone that he put in prison and has a life sentence and getting sentenced to death. And this dude goes, "Man, you got it wrong. I'm innocent of this." And he goes, "Why? What happened?" And he sort of tells him, and he goes back. And because he's
Into his mind.
he has all these new operations going on. He makes new connections and goes, "Hang about.
Hold up.
Maybe I was wrong."
Wow. That's an interesting.
It's actually a good twist on it.
Plot
Good twist
twist
on
on
that
the
film.
film.
I'll try and find what it's called.
But still not good, eh?
I mean, I could Google
No,
it
it
right
wasn't
now.
great, Monkey.
No.
It was okay.
Russell.
I saw an interview with him recently, actually, on Joe Rogan. And he was saying that he's so fat.
He's big boy now.
He said that he did that deliberately so that over the last 10 years, so he could have new roles. He would have different roles. So that's why he's
Yeah,
been
right.
completely unhealthy for 10 plus years.
Sleeping
But
dogs?
now that he's 60, he's going to lose all that weight, which struck me as a massive load of bullshit.
Funnily enough, I was watching another movie with old Charlize Theron.
Oh, I bet you
Well,
would.
yeah.
And she played an overweight, stressed out mum of an autistic child.
How do you find yourself
Fucking
watching this
hell.
garbage?
No wonder you can't.
Why? What I found about Charlize is she's not afraid to go there in terms of, and she was genuinely big in this
Right.
film. And you remember that, was it Monster, where she played the serial
watch
killer? She's not afraid to play the non-glamorous roles.
I cannot handle watching anything like that I know is just going to be 2 hours of me stressing out.
Oh
2
my
hours of
God.
misery, yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing I watched the other day, and I've never seen before, and it was called The Specialist with...
Oh, yeah, Sylvester Stallone,
Sylvester-
Antonio Banderas, and Sharon Stone.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it was a sex scene with Sylvester Stallone and Sharon Stone, and I was like, I don't know that I've ever seen a Sylvester Stallone sex scene.
Good point. Great stuff.
You know what I mean? And I was like, and it was ridiculous. He was so over the top.
He was giving it death.
Yeah, he
Well, of
was.
course, he had he famously, not a bad movie. I'm a big fan. That was Antonio Banderas when he came in. Very good. I
Yes.
like him. Good movie, Keezy. Your missus will hate it, but it's worth a watch. There's a Sylvester Stallone sex scene.
Oh, yeah?
But
Hope he gives
there's-
it death.
There's a great piece of Hollywood trivia gossip, where Sylvester Stallone, it's between takes, so they shoot something, they're on at a studio, then he goes off to his trailer while they're sort of setting up for the next shot there. But he's still mic'd up. And he goes into the trailer with a female friend, and he advises her to cup the balls and work the shaft.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Cup the balls and work the shaft. Then when he goes to work, he doesn't realise the mic is hot. And he comes to work the next day, and everybody in the crew is wearing a T-shirt that says, "Cup the balls, work the shaft."
Oh, my God.
But he's barking out instructions, old Sylvester. He knows what he likes. He knows
Fickle.
what he likes. He likes cup the balls, work the shaft, and
think-
making Rocky movies.
And,
Don't get a gobby whilst wearing a live microphone. Like, didn't even take the lapel off.
well,
He's
I
still
don't-
wearing his shirt. He probably
maybe-
goes under the zip.
maybe it wasn't a gobby, it was a handy.
Oh, true.
You know what I mean?
True. He could have been talking to himself.
Oh, totally.
He was going through his list of things he has to do when
He
he's
might have
jacking
been, yeah, exactly. He might have been solo.
it. Yeah, he's talking to himself. Cup the balls, work the shaft. Cup the balls, work the shaft. Yeah.
I mean, I think all men are fond of the balls being cupped, aren't they?
fellas.
Pugs? Balls
Fellas,
cupped, yes or
you
no?
like your balls cupped when you're getting jacked off?
Yeah, he doesn't mind it, old Pugs.
He needs a thumb.
Yeah. He needs a thumb.
I've never experienced it, man.
Oh, haven't you?
Nah.
Cupping.
Whatever, Keezy.
No, I haven't. Can you come show me what it's like, man?
You want me to cup your balls and work your shaft?
Get him the old Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
I'm picturing his voice as well.
Cup the balls and
Work your shaft.
Okay.
But it was so funny that I was watching that sex scene and going, I've never seen Sylvester Stallone in a sex scene. And then I was thinking about the Rocky movies with his girlfriend, whether they had sex scenes.
No, I don't think
but
they did. I think there was
not
passion.
really. Yeah, but not really sex scenes.
How many times have you Googled Sylvester Stallone sex
Well,
scenes?
it's like we watched that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie the other night in Taranaki, and I
Yes.
felt the sex scene that was in that was because they were ticking a list of things they had to have in a cheesy early 90s movie.
Oh, yeah.
You have to have a sex scene between JCVD and the hot chick who's playing, It felt totally unnecessary.
Yes.
Well, of course, there was a lot of buzzies required in the 90s.
Yeah.
Of course, he was in Demolition Man with Sandra Bullock, and they had virtual sex in that one.
Did they?
VR sex, VR headset. But he was in, he was in that soft porn. Do you know about that?
No.
So that was his first ever thing that he was in. And it was called the Italian Stallion, which is why he's got that nickname now, because that was the name of the soft porn that he was in.
Oh,
in
my God.
1970. Watch hot porn movie, Sylvester Stallone sex scenes from Italian Stallion, 1970. How good. Pay $200 for 2 days' work. That's good eating.
Are you on the old work Wi-Fi there?
Nope. I'm never on the work Wi-Fi anymore.
Right, okay. Hey, listen to Radio Hauraki 4 till 7 every weekday. It's really good. It's called The Big Show. You'll love it.
Dude.
Take care.